Joe, I'm going to make you a host. So as people come in, if I'm not seeing them join, you can go ahead and bring them in.
Great.
All right, everybody, we're getting ready here in about 30 seconds. We're going to get started, and this is going to be a very exciting presentation. I'm excited to host. So let me make sure everything is firing on all cylinders. Let's get this show started. Welcome everyone to this session. We're broadcasting live from Big C Winter 2021. This afternoon, I'm going to train you on how to sell PoE-based lighting and automation. If you're here, I'm guessing you've seen PoE lighting and you're convinced that it's the right choice. But frankly, that's simply not enough. Unless you have customers paying you to install it, PoE lighting and automation systems remain an interesting technology that will happen someday in the future, but it's not making you money today. You need to know how to earn valuable PoE lighting customers today. I'm Tyler Andrews, CEO of PoE Texas, and I spend a good share of any given day selling PoE lighting and automation as a concept to owners and developers. I'm going to share how I help owners agree that PoE lighting and automation is the right solution for them today. Let me show you how. So I'm going to flip over here. Excellent. Let's start with where every good business starts, with the opportunity and why you should take the risk of trying to sell PoE lighting and automation systems. The reality of COVID in 2020 has highlighted that the purpose and function of offices and buildings is evolving. Let me get this set up so I can transfer slides for you. In a recent EC&M report, industry experts highlight that integrated building management systems are going to grow by 12% year over year, with the overall industry growing by almost $11 billion in the next 4 years. Despite the growth potential, the market is still highly fragmented, leaving room for innovation to enter and drive the market. Most interestingly of all, industry experts agree that the key driver is the advent of IoT, which brings the intelligence of the internet to our daily experience with the world around us. It is clear that the market has a pent-up demand. So who's demanding this automation? Is it restricted to the Apples or MITs of the world? Let's now talk about who you're looking for as a potential customer. Who is this huge $700 billion, $800 billion market? Our assessment shows that you're looking for buildings and spaces less than 200,000 square feet and that need to attract occupants or satisfy regulatory requirements through technology. Who are they? They are bars, restaurants, legal offices, insurance agents, doctors' offices, and the industry serving larger technology companies. They are schools and training centers. They are new builds, tenant finish outs, and renovations. And intuitively, for every $5 billion Apple campus, there are thousands and thousands of these smaller projects happening every year in the US alone. And they're not finding the solutions they need. Why? The reality is that existing building technology has developed into siloed islands, making the adoption of integrated systems too costly for most businesses and institutions. For example, your blinds can't inherently communicate with your lights, which in turn can't communicate with your access control or HVAC. You get that? Make sure I get this slide up. And you have to pay a premium to have one technology silo communicate with the other. Even if you invest in proprietary intelligence systems available, you end up with scattered, unorganized analytics of the data you're paying to collect. The only way to overcome these barriers is through another layer of costly, complicated systems that are perpetually out of date as more new siloed technology comes out. And Scott, yes to your answer, we're going to post this presentation online to our website and we'll make it available to everyone out there today. However, even in this inefficient, costly approach using technology from the last century, the integrated building market is one of the fastest growing market segments in construction. All of this leaves the door open for technology and a business model that can become a game changer in the market. That's where you come in. Power over Ethernet offers the integrated level of technology users and organizations like LEED, WELL, and municipalities are expecting at a cost businesses can finally afford. You can integrate powered systems and offer facilities a 36-month ROI by bringing down the capital expenditure for such a system by 30% and driving down utility and labor costs by up to 40%. The right POE partner makes IoT available and the obvious choice from a business perspective. So, who are you targeting with this information, and where do you find them? You're looking for owners and operators who need lighting and automation controls and want to differentiate themselves through technology. Now, to be clear, you're not looking for someone trying to find a cheaper alternative to existing basic, simple function light switches. POE lighting and automation packs far too much intelligence to compete with a $5 light switch and a $50 light fixture. More on this customer, you can look for schools and campuses, big businesses, big opportunities, big developments. However, we're going to encourage you to broaden your net to include your current customers doing restaurants, physicians' offices, retail stores, lawyers' offices, insurance agents, and even high-end homes. Done right, POE lighting and automation should benefit all businesses. Now, a quick note here about finding and helping someone decide to test out POE lighting and automation. All decisions are emotional. Scientific studies have found that people make decisions based on emotion after they've considered a situation analytically. So what does that mean for you? Let me kick this. Oh, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I'm going to kick this video off. I apologize. This does not want to kick off the video. Uh-oh. This is not kicking off the video. Sorry, technical issue here. I'll bring it up in just a second. However, what you're coming to sell is come ready to sell them an experience and an idea of what their life and business will be like after they've installed their POE lighting system. We found that videos and real-life experiences make the biggest impact on potential customers. Bring them either to a live or virtual demonstration where they can touch and feel the experience of interacting with automated lighting. For example, we normally would have a quick demo intro video used to drive that initial interest in the products. And I'll try and get this kicked off here in a second. You can find this video on our YouTube channel. Then, after they've got a little interest, you bring up the questions of how POE automation helps with issues like code compliance, lead points, well points, energy efficiency, and this is really interesting. A lot of people misunderstand, and most importantly, style. What you have to remember when you're talking to these people is that style, cachet, that ability to show their competition, partners, and customers that they are an advanced technology company is a key driver for businesses deciding to do POE lighting and automation. So don't underplay it. Really accentuate the fact that this is something that will give them prestige for having installed it. And let's talk about timing. Timing is everything. So the best time to talk to potential customers about PoE and lighting and automation is early. Your goal is to have the conversation with them as early as possible. In project management terms, this is often called the concept or planning phase. The goal is to have them considering a PoE automation system before they've staffed a lot of consultants. Why? Because early on, you only have to sell people. Once a project gets architects, consultants, designers, and contractors, you basically have to sell to everyone on the project, including electricians, whose scope you're likely taking away. At that point, it's a lot of work with a low likelihood of success. Speaking of decision makers, getting in front of the owner and decision makers is where smaller projects and your position as the ICT, security, or low voltage installer becomes most valuable. It's a little known secret that owners rarely bid out their ICT installation more than once. When an owner finds an installer they feel comfortable with, they call that installer back time and time again. They bid out the drywall, they bid out the electrical, they bid out the roof, but they don't bid out their network cabling. So as an ICT installer, you have a unique advantage to get in front of customers. Let's move forward. There we go. Now, let's cover the steps you can use to introduce and sell a PoE lighting system to a customer. First and foremost, I'm assuming you already know or have met this person before. If not, you'll need to do basic discovery on the customer. However, for this exercise, let's assume you've met this person before and you have an idea they're interested in a PoE-based lighting and automation system, or at least open to the concept. Your first step is to request a meeting with them to learn more about the potential project they may have. Now, you may be tempted to come to this meeting loaded for bear with every bit of potential information the potential customer might have. You're ready to stand up and shout from the rooftops about why they should do PoE lighting. Don't. Do come with a short introduction slide deck like a PowerPoint ready in case they sit back and ask you to see what you have. That deck should have some higher level benefits for the customer on why PoE makes sense. For example, you could crib the first part of this presentation. However, your main goal for the first meeting is to understand their project needs. If they're willing to tell you what the project is, what their customer needs are, and what they hope to get out of it, that's 24 karat gold. You ask questions, you listen, you give them the floor to tell you what they need. Then, at the end, you ask if you can schedule a follow-up meeting to demonstrate how you can provide them what they need. For example, you could offer to do a preliminary design, or you ask to meet again for you to present some concepts that would hit their needs. Your goal for this next meeting is to demonstrate to the potential customer that you've really understood their needs. You may need to redo meetings 1 and 2 a couple of times. However, at each meeting, you should ask if now is the right time to get a preliminary quote. So let's discuss quotes for a minute. Customers may ask for quotes right up front, usually without even having shared the design with you. What they really want to know is whether they can afford all of this before they invest a lot of their time and effort to help you put together a detailed proposal. Now, the answer is yes. You can help them create a budgetary quote with very little design. In order to get a final quote, however, you'll need design material such as a reflected ceiling plan, electrical plans, and any specifications including Division 25, 26, and 28. If your customer is small enough, they may not have any of that. At which point, I recommend you download an app like Magic Plan, use your phone to take the dimensions of the space, and use that to make a quote. You do need to get a quote to them, and that's an important milestone step you can't miss because no client has ever installed something that wasn't quoted for first. But that, of course, you all know. Finally, expect to do a lot of follow-up. Don't be bashful about it. Any good customer is usually so busy They appreciate someone who will help them not miss an opportunity. Simply be pleasant and consistent when you reach out. And don't hesitate to be upfront in asking if they'd rather you stop reaching out to them after the first time or two. It will save you time and reduce their hassle. So, where does POE Texas help with all of this? Most importantly, you should know that you're not alone. At POE Texas, we're set up to support installers and contractors like you to be successful. We help provide you with proposal and marketing materials from PowerPoint slides to YouTube videos to offers to visit existing or demo facilities. We can support you in creating preliminary designs for an automation system for customers and specification information they could use as needed. Most importantly, we dedicate a resource to you so you know who you can turn to when you need information, support, just some advice on how to achieve the best results. And the kind of support you can expect is rapid, and one kind of support you can expect is rapid quote turnaround time. You can expect preliminary quotes in a matter of hours and detailed quotes with design information in days sometimes, depending on the size of the project. Now let me be clear. You can know we support customers and installers from concept through completion into operations. Because we're an experienced team with a background in project management, we know what it takes to make a project successful. We'll be your partner all the way through the process, right with the right hardware and support. I'll end on this point, showing you the team behind you in your sales effort. You have a bench of experienced industry professionals who want to see you succeed in the process of becoming a POE lighting and automation installer. So you're not going into this alone, and you have this team dedicated to your success. So, thank you very much for making time to watch our presentation on how to sell and present POE lighting and automation. Obviously, we can't pack everything you need to know in a 30-minute presentation, and this is just a starting point. However, we're happy to help you manage this process for your business. If you'd like to learn more, you can find all of our resources at www.poetexas.com or on our YouTube channel. You can also reach out to us at success@poetexas.com to speak directly with a POE expert. So with that, you guys have been super patient and a pleasure to present to. I'll leave a few minutes here for questions on YouTube or Zoom if you have any. So I'm going to pause here and double check YouTube and Zoom. Joe, do we have any questions through Zoom?
We currently do not, but I would like to know where we're going to post that online, just in case people want to chase up afterwards.
Great. Scott asked the same question. You're going to find this at poetexas.com, and then we're going to post it to a Bixie 2021 winter page. So it'll be there'll be a banner on our landing page when you get to poetexas.com taking you to the 2021 winter conference. You can click on that. We're going to have all of our presentations, all the sessions that we covered today, from the 2 pitfalls to laying out a POE lighting and automation system, the 3 successful strategies for designing an automation system, and how to maximize your network using Power over Ethernet. You're going to find the videos and the presentations all there so that you can grab them and make use of them at any time for your business and your work.
So I got to ask, that's a really beautiful background, well lit there. Is that a POE lighting system?
And thank you, Joe. That was a great lead-in. Yes, in fact, we are in I'm in the POE Texas virtual demo space. Everything in here is POE lit. These are POE lighting solutions behind us. And just as an interesting demonstration, I can show you, this is our control screen. I'm running it off an iPad console controller. And I can come here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when I change the colors to... changes the whole scene. Like, I'll tell you what, when you change the color, it changes the scene. When you go from red to like a warm to a cool color, it makes a big difference on the space.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, everyone, we wish you the best with the rest of the show this week, and we look forward to seeing you at the next show. time, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with our usual conclusion, and see y'all next time.